Hey up, I'm in, I forgot, say that again. Hey up, I'm in Coventry and I've got 10 whole pounds. Look at that crisp tenner. Not a fiver, we're not messing about this week, because on my last video, if you didn't see it last week, I did Leeds with a fiver and people said, James, it's not enough. You need to be able to get yourself a pint. And well, one person said that, and you know, I agree, I completely agree. You know, to really sort of get a feel for a town or a city, I need to be able to have a pint, don't I? So yeah, that's what I'm going to do this week. £5 of this tenner is going on beer. I'm going to just go in and have a look round. I've never been to Coventry before. I don't know why I've come here, but I went online last night and I thought, what's Coventry like? And people weren't right complimentary. So I thought, oh, that's not very nice. We'll put the record straight. So I drove down and I parked in the Black Bull car park, which is on the outskirts of Coventry, a really nice stop. And then I've come to a Tesco's car park this morning, right across from the Coventry Building Society Arena. I'm going to go in and see what I can get for breakfast. All right, let's go and have a look. I've got a banana and a fancy bread cake. Look at that, a seeded bread cake. So I'm just going to have a banana sandwich. That was a grand total of 74p. I've got £9.26 to last me for the rest of the day. I've provided my own water, by the way, so I'm not including that in the budget. It's actually quite nice. I've got birds on roof. So I'm just going to finish my lovely sandwich and then I'm going to freshen up in the back of the van and we'll head towards Coventry and look to find somewhere to get parked up. As I drove into the city or past the city, there seems to be a ring road that goes all the way around, and it did look a little bit grim, I'll be honest. I can't lie, but hopefully there'll be lots of nice stuff in the centre. That's quite an impressive memorial. You're probably already aware, but Coventry suffered terribly during the war. It was completely obliterated almost. November the 14th, 1940, at about 6:50 p.m, they received a warning that an air raid was on its way. Then an hour later, it was turned to a red warning, which is the most severe. And that's when 11 hours of intense bombing, over 500 Luftwaffe bombers dropped incendiary devices and high explosives, killing almost 600 people and destroying most of the city. There's an aviary here in the park, and there's a crow on the top there wanting to get in. Hello.
A nice touch anyway, isn't it?
Well, it's actually a really nice park, this. Lots of people going about the business, meeting up with friends for coffees. There's tennis courts and a play area. I've even seen like an aerobics class for mothers. They were all there with their prams and they were all doing aerobics. So it's quite a nice community park. So what do we know about Coventry? Well, it's the 10th largest city in England with a population of around about 350,000 people, and I remember reading somewhere that it got its name from, it would have been a medieval settlement, and there was a chap called Coffee or Covey, and he had his tree, and that's why it was like Coffee's tree or Covey's tree, and that slowly changed over time to Coventry. Right, I've been wandering around this lovely park and looking at trees and monuments and things like that, and just enjoying myself walking around. And I've gone off track and I've done a complete loop of the park, and I'm back where I started. Yep, I'm completely back where I started. Oh God. Well, at least it's exercise, isn't it? I want to stick to the road now. Stick to the path. Can't believe I've just done that. I better not let Helen see that, because I'm normally going on about what good sense of direction I've got. I've just checked on my app and I've walked nearly 3 miles and I'm nowhere near her. Unbelievable. What a plonker. That's a lovely building. It's a school. Is it King Henry VIII School? Yeah. That looks quite posh. We're at the station and I can see the city in the background. You see that office block behind these flats here? We're going to see a lot of buildings like that. And that was because with all the devastation of the bombing, buildings had to be put up quick in the 50s. So that's where we'll get all the brutalist architecture from. You'll probably hear me say that a couple of times, because I really don't like brutalist architecture, but then maybe it served a purpose. We've got our first sculpture of the day here, which is this horse. Not the bloke behind it on the crane. That's not doing it for me, to be honest. There's an older one in the background, some sort of column. Well, who would have known that the inventor of the bicycle was from Coventry, James Starley. Isn't that nice? So this is the Ford's Hospital, which was built round about 1509, which was the same year Henry VIII ascended to the throne. It's a Grade 1 listed building and one of the finest examples of 16th century domestic buildings in England. And it was originally built to house 5 elderly men along with a lady housekeeper. But with later endowments, it grew to accommodate 11 couples, all of whom would receive a weekly allowance.
gets lots of light.
So here, right in the centre, we have the famous cathedral ruins. And you get some sort of insight into what a beautiful medieval city it would have been. You can imagine how impressive it was. And then after it was destroyed, they built the new cathedral next to it, but obviously they left the ruins as a sort of memorial. So this is the new cathedral. We'll go and have a look inside. So right next to the cathedral here, we've got the art gallery and museum. Let's go and have a look. So yeah, it were all right. Quite a mix of modern art and traditional, and a bit of sort of museum-y stuff. Oh. Spend an hour in there, I guess. Anyway, I'm getting hungry now, so I can't remember what I've got left in my budget. Is it £9.25? And I've got to have a pint. I've just put a post on Facebook asking where I can go for a beer, and a few people have given suggestions. It's probably going to have to be the Wetherspoons, to be honest, because of the budget restraints, but I might call at Greg's first to get some sort of pasty or something, because then I'll need to get something for my tea this evening. So here we've got the Holy Trinity Church right next to the cathedral. Can we get in? This dates to the 12th century, and I read online that there's a famous painting, a medieval painting from about 1400s. It's called the Doom portrait, no, the Doom mural, I don't know, I can't remember. But what happened is it was hidden away for years.
It's painted in the 1430s, so it's
Yeah.
600 years old. But
It was painted over in the Reformation when they didn't want to have images up in church, so they just painted over it white.
Right, okay.
And then it was not seen for about 300 years.
Gosh.
And in 1830, they sort of accidentally rediscovered it and restored it, got to be able to see it, but unfortunately they put a type of varnish on it which went black after about 30 years, so it wasn't seen again for another 150 years. And then it was rediscovered again somewhat accidentally. Interestingly, they had a fire in the church with a lot of smoke, and then when they went up there to clean the smoke, they realised that the painting was in good condition underneath this old varnish.
So there you go, fantastic bit of history there. 1430s, the 1430s that were painted. That's unbelievable. The sun is out now, and I'm on a mission to find a Greggs for a cheap pasty or something. Oh, that's a Wetherspoons. And there's a Greggs over there. There's a Greggs down there and a Wetherspoons there. And the sun's out. See, I am blessed. Oh God. Could you imagine all the destruction around here in the 50s, and it had to be rebuilt quickly, hence all these hideous buildings. But I guess it had to be done, didn't it? You know, when you've got to get a building up fast. Oh, that dog's doing my head in. So, I've got £9.25, I think, left. And I have the Greggs app, and I think I've got a free pasty or something, but would that be cheating? It probably would, wouldn't it? So, so yeah, I'm going to get some sort of the most filling thing I can get for as cheap as possible. And then I'll go for a pint or a half, depending on what the price is. I don't think that was a particularly wise purchase. I've got a steak bake and it was £2, and that leaves me £7.25 now to get a beer and to get me tea. So I'm going to have to get a cheap beer. I hope they've got some offers on. Anyway, I'm just going to eat this steak bake. It does look nice. And it's warm, so it'll fill me up a bit. Well, that was very nice. I'm going to wash that down with a pint now. Hopefully a pint, might be a half, depending on prices. But this pub looks lovely. Lovely old mock Tudor building. And this is one what somebody suggested to me on the Facebook page, and it's the Flying Standard. Back in the room, £1.79 for a pint of Ruddle's Best. Don't know if I've ever had this. £1.79. So, how much have I got left now? I can't remember. I'll have a look in a bit. Oh, it's not brilliant. It's not my favourite beer, but it's a pint. That leaves me £5.47 for my tea. I'll get a good tea tonight. Might even get another beer. Oh, living dream. Living the dream. There were other beers at £1.99. I probably should have got that though, because I'm not right keen on this. Well, that was a nice Wetherspoons. I enjoyed that. I also met a subscriber in there called Tony, so it was nice to meet you, Tony. That pint weren't brilliant though, I've got to be honest, but for £1.79 I can't complain too much. Right, we're going back this way. It's still sunny. I want to have a look at this Lady Godiva clock and statue, and I think it's in this direction. There she is, that's Lady Godiva, can you see? Let me go out other side. So, that's the famous Lady Godiva clock, and it's not working. I've stood there for about 15 minutes waiting for that clock, and what happens is the clock strikes on the hour, she comes out on a horse, and then there's a window that opens and there's like a man peeping at her, and it's quite quirky and weird. So yeah, that's obviously not working, is it? So this bit's nice. I'm going to walk down here and I'm going to try and remember the legend of Lady Godiva. It was something about her husband who was called Lord Leofric of Mercia, and he was a bit of a meanie, and he kept putting taxes up to the people of Coventry, and he wanted to put them up yet again, and people were sort of not happy about that. So his wife, Lady Godiva, who was an all-round good egg, she said, look, you can't keep putting taxes up. It's not fair. You need to reduce them. So he said, if you ride on your horse naked through town, a bit weird. He says, if you do that, then I'll reduce the taxes. So because of her love for the people of Coventry, that's what she did. And all the people of Coventry, they all refused to come out and look at her. They all closed their blinds and they wouldn't cast their eyes on her naked body. And this really impressed Leofric, or whatever his name was. And because of that, he didn't reduce taxes, and then he became an all-round top geezer. Apparently, I don't know if there's any truth in that. That is the legend. I'm going to a medieval street now. I need to have a look on my phone to see what way it is, and then I'll tell you my thoughts on this sort of area. Yeah, my honest opinion of that sort of square around that statue and everything, it weren't a nice atmosphere. There was a lot of, shall we say, undesirables just hanging around. It was a bit rowdy. There were lots of like drunken shoutingness and stuff like that. It weren't brilliant. I'm not going to cast aspersions on Coventry because of that though. We've got another church there. That really looks old. It's almost like a castle on the top. So on here, we've got lots of medieval buildings. This is Spon Street. Let's have a look. It's supposed to be really nice down here. But apparently, and I don't know if this is true, a lot of the buildings have been relocated to here. The old windmill, this was going to be the pub I was going to go in. '15th century public house. Look at all these beautiful buildings, and so many of them are boarded up and empty. Well, not boarded up, but locked up. Right, I'm having to go all the way back through town because the next place I want to visit is at the other side. I could have planned this better. I feel really sad about this street. It's a pity, there's just nothing going on. Now, I assume that this is the town hall. And we've got all the flags around the top, which I presume is to represent all the people that maybe live in Coventry. I don't know.
Today is just too much, there's too many clothes.
I think it likes to market itself as a sort of multicultural town.
You know where the lady did over stuff? Try and hear me. Sorry.
No, I'm not.
So this is where I want to go, Fargo Village. I want to go to Fargo. So here we are. I was told to come here. Fargo Village. Which is independent boutiques and cafes and things. Got a bar there, there's not much going on here. Maybe it's a nighttime place, maybe it's bars and stuff. At least they've got a barber's. The Phil Silvers Archival Museum. Topical. I've walked about a mile through the back streets of Coventry for that. Brilliant. There's rubbish all over.
aggressive, you know.
Yeah.
I'm heading back. I'm quite knackered, to be honest. It's got really warm this afternoon. Got a bit of a sweat on. Tell you what, I've done some miles today. So that's Coventry. And yeah, just Coventry city centre basically. I don't know what to say about it. Anyway, so I'm going to find some sort of supermarket and try and find something for my tea and then find a park up. Do I do another pub park up tonight? Well, as I'm doing the £10 challenge, I've not really got any money left to do that because it's not right to stay in a pub car park and not have a drink. Or I could just find a lane or something. Unless I went back to the pub I stayed at last night, because I did have a few beers in there and they seemed pretty chill about it. Anyway, I need to cross road here, so I'll see you back at the van. Right, so I feel like sitting here for a bit. I want to be in rush hour traffic now. I don't even know where to go. I want to have a look on my map. Whenever I say my map, I always mean Google, and find something that's a bit rural, but then I need to find some supermarket or something. I'll see you in a bit. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll see you in a bit. Right, okay. I've been stuck in traffic on the M1 for what feels like an eternity. It was probably a bad idea to set off at that time at rush hour, but I've got that fed up with it and I'm really hungry. So I've just got off M1 at Ilkeston and I'm at Tesco. I'm going to go and see what I can get for my tea in Tesco's, and then I'm going to probably cook it in back here and then find somewhere to sleep tonight round here. Maybe I'll have to have a look online. Alright, so let's go in Tesco, see what they've got. I've done alright there. I've had a good fuddle. I've got some special treats. The whoops owl was working today, so let me show you what I've got. Firstly, I've got slow cooked pork and wild garlic and fennel mezzalone or whatever that. I've never heard of that. And that was in the whoops aisle, and that was £1.43. Look at that. And then I saw this and I couldn't resist it. Pizza Express American pepperoni pizza, and that was just £1.38. We'll do that in air fryer. And then this weren't in reduced style, but that was like a chocolate protein yogurt thing, quite a healthy-ish, and that total came to £4.66. It's all on there, don't know if you can see that. £4.66, which means I'm under budget today. 40, 50, 70, 80, 95, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm like £1 and a penny under budget. So how much is that I've spent today? £8.99 all day, and I've had a pint. So that's alright, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to cook my tea. I'm in Tesco's car park. I'm going to do my tea here, and then I'll chill out and look for somewhere to stay. Alright.
So it just depends on the deal, doesn't it? You're right next to each other anyway.
Do you put lid on when you do pasta?
I prefer to be down near the centre.
I'll probably bubble over now, won't it?
Not too
Just
bad.
turn this down.
We got it here.
Just turn that off a sec. Yeah, so we've got the pizza. It's getting warm in here now. Got the vents open though. The pizza should be nearly done. Oh yes. That looks done to me. Pop it on here, I'll show it you in just a minute. I could do it a bit longer actually, to be honest, but me show you this. That's my pizza. Should have done it a bit more really. There's some carbs here, isn't there? I've got half left, yeah. I'm not even going to manage that. And I've still got half a pizza. I've just had one piece of pizza. That's all I've had. Right, I've just been sat here eating my pizza. And I've looked on Park for Night. And there's what looks like a good spot. And it's 2 miles from here. It's by a lake. Thing is, it's getting dark now. So I want to try and get there before it gets too dark. So I'm going to quickly put everything away and head over there and we'll have a look. If it's no good, I'll go somewhere else. We need to check for signs. I'm not sure about this spot, if I'm honest with you. We've got rappers. Oh, I don't know what to think about this spot. You're alright to park. It seems a bit quieter here up this bit. We've got... It's just that there were another motorhome down bottom, so I thought I'd park near that. I might move further up this way. Beautiful evening. Looks like it's going to be sunny tomorrow. I don't know what to think about this spot. The rappers have gone, but there's a lot of cars parked up. There's a lot of road noise. The birds seem to have stopped now. I've just sat in cab for about 10 minutes. And it's not that late, it's only 8 o'clock. What's it going to get like? Are more people going to come here and park up and everything? So yeah, I'm going to tidy up and I'm going to chill here for a bit and see what happens. I do a lot of just cleaning up with wet wipes. Saves a lot of time. I'm fanning about with water. You've just got to keep on top of it. Thank God they're plastic. Right, let's give this protein pudding. Let's give this a go. I'm such a sweet tooth. I need to have something chocolatey. I've got a few chocolate hacks which I used to do when I was dieting. I need to start doing that again. Oh, that's quite nice. Still undecided what to do. Telly's not working properly, so I might just... I'm not supposed to tell her yet. I'll give her a bell in a bit. I don't like this. That's what you're going to get. Bloody boy races with the stupid exhausts. I'm not going to stay here. Because that's what happens. You just fall asleep and then somebody will come with a stupid bloody exhaust. They've been the bane of my life, them things. Because I'm a light sleeper. You know, van life, it's not like you see on Instagram. Absolutely nothing like that at all. You're usually in whoops aisle in supermarkets, scavenging for food. Then you're driving around trying to find somewhere to park where there's not like dodgy people. And I think English van life is completely different to like American and Canadian. because we don't have that much wilderness. I know it's different up in Scotland. I've got me bits in Peak District which are brilliant. It's like that there. Because you don't get, when you're away from cities and that, you don't get all kids. I've got no against kids, but I'm on about, noise. I might head up there now actually. How long is it going to take me to get there? I've got a rate spot in Peak District. Traffic should have finished now. It's only going to take me 50 minutes to get there. So I could get there just after 9 o'clock and get a good night's sleep. Makes sense, doesn't it? It makes sense. That's what I'm doing. I'm heading back up north. Right, see you in a bit. In fact, I might not see you in a bit. I've waffled so much on this video, so I'll call it a day for this video. It's been a bit rubbish if you ask me, but thanks for still watching, and I appreciate that. If you've got this far, which you probably haven't, so I'm talking to myself, I appreciate it. We're off to Spain, so we've got some good proper normal vlogs coming back up. A lot of you want to see the reality of van life, and I am tempted to do 7 days worth of van life, just do a little vlog every day so you can see what it's like, just see the reality of it. So, but for now, thanks for watching. I'm off to my secret spot in the Peak District. Well, it's not secret, but it's up near Higator. I've shown it before. Alright, I'll see you later. City.